Oh, hi folks, it's James here. How you all doing? Hope everybody's doing well. Just going to do a thread response today to this great thread that's been started by John Kirwan, and just wanted to give a quick shout out to John. He's been making videos for a while now. Big David Bowie fan. He's been doing some great work on his channel looking at the complete David Bowie discography, but he's got lots of other musical interests as well, Pink Floyd and lots of classic rock and all the good stuff. So great guy as well, really friendly, got a really sort of personable style in his videos, so please do check him out. So John just wants us to show albums by artists who were formerly in bands. This thread has been done before. I think I did this before. There was a slightly different slant to it. I've tried to pick different records this time, okay, and I'm gonna. Quite a few people are jumping on this. I thought I'd better jump in. I've just seen just now that Chris at Vinyl Orchard has just uploaded one, and I haven't watched it yet, but I'm assuming that he's going to show Rory Gallagher, who had been in my pile, so I've just taken that out and replaced it with something else. It was just trying to show things that haven't been shown. So I'm not going to take too long over this. This is Captain Sensible and the album Power of Love. Obviously Captain Sensible was in the Damned. This is a really, really good album. I love this. It's got a real sort of 80s sound to it. It's got his hit single, Glad It's All Over, really good. This is a promo actually. Very nice, a good Captain. One of the greatest charity shop finds for me for the last couple of years. This is Bob Mould and Black Sheets of Rain. I actually found two Bob Mould albums in one day, both in the same branch of Oxfam. Of course, Bob Mould was in Husker Du, great kind of 80s punk hardcore band. I saw him live. I saw him supporting the Flaming Lips in, I think it was in Sheffield back in the day. This next one, I bought this during the very first ever vinyl VC meetup in the UK. This is Felix Cavalli, who had been in the Young Rascals. He's an American singer-songwriter, and I think this might be his first solo album. As you can see here, it was produced, or at least it features musical contributions from. Oh no, it is produced by Todd Rundgren, and that's a really nice album. It's got some jazzy things on it. I can see it's got Randy Brecker on it. So yeah, Felix Cavalli. Okay, so the next two or three are quite interesting in that I don't actually have any records by the groups that these people used to be in, so I thought that'd be quite good fun. So the first one is Linda Ronstadt, and originally she was in a group called the Stone Ponies, who were a kind of folk rock band, and I don't think I've ever actually heard any of their music before, so need to try and track some down. So this is her album Simple Dreams from 1977. And there she is there, good old Linda. Not in the best of health nowadays, which is a bit of a shame. This album's produced by Peter Asher, I see, a bit of a legendary name from the 1960s. So yeah, Linda Ronstadt, originally from the Stone Ponies. And then this lady here, Dusty Springfield, of course, originally she was in the Springfields, and a while ago, just before the lockdown, I found a double album in Oxfam of, it was a collection of the Springfields, but I didn't pick it up. It was a little bit expensive, but I sort of do regret it now, because it was in really nice condition and I'd never heard their music before. So if and when this lockdown ever finishes, I might go back and see if I can pick it up. So yeah, there's Dusty, and Dusty Springfield, formerly of the Springfields. Right, another one where I've got an album by the artist but don't have any record, surprisingly, by the band that he came from. This is Richard Thompson, great folk rock British singer-songwriter. This is his album The Hand of Kindness from 1985, and of course doesn't need too much introduction. He was in Fairport Convention. That's a really nice album actually. That was one of the first pieces of VCLT I ever got. When I joined the VC, it was from someone called Martin Duke, who used to have a channel called Spin It Tweaks, but he's long since disappeared. Okay, yeah, let's go with this one next. This is Pete Townsend and All the Best Cowboys Have Chinese Eyes, one of his solo albums from 1982. I discovered this, it was Jeff Party on the VC who got me into this, really great album. It's got a bit of a kind of sort of different feel to it than you'd expect from Pete Townsend, although he's quite a diverse artist, isn't he? He sings in a very clipped British accent, on the record. Quite kind of interesting. It's got some sort of 80s touches to it, and yeah, good album. Thanks, Jeff. Of course, The Who. Didn't really need to say that, did I? Okay, next one, another female artist. This is Maggie Bell and her album Queen of the Night. She's a Glaswegian singer, I think, Scottish at least. This was produced by Jerry Wexler, Atlantic Records. Great album. It's got a kind of, how do you describe it? A sort of Aretha Franklin kind of feel, or maybe more Janis Joplin, that kind of whiskey-soaked kind of soul, bluesy soul, you know. Anyway, she was from the Scottish band Stone the Crows, which also featured the guitarist Jimmy McCulloch, who would later go on to be in Wings with Paul McCartney. Okay, so now somebody else has shown a Lou Reed record. I think it was Richard McCook showed Lou Reed for the Velvets, so I thought I'd counterbalance that by showing a John Cale album. This is his album Caribbean Sunset from 1984. I have done a John Cale video in the past and talked about his complete discography, or at least the parts of it that I have, so I'll link to that somewhere. You can go and check that out. Yeah, Cale made some interesting records in the 80s, this being one of them. It's got a kind of slightly subversive pop rock sound to it. A couple of tracks where it's kind of improvised in the studio, you know, typical Cale, cutting edge. Right, two left, so another big kind of mainstream rock album, I suppose. David Lee Roth, Eat 'em and Smile. I think it was his second solo album, and this one came out in 1980 something or other, I don't know, 80 something, 82, 83. Anyway, obviously he'd been the lead singer and the frontman in Van Halen, and what an outrageously great cover that is. I've got some glare today because I've got the light coming in through the window, but hopefully you can enjoy the wonderful colour scheme. And talking of wonderful colour schemes, I thought I'd finish with this one. This is Todd Rundgren and A Wizard, A True Star, which is his great psychedelic rock album from the 1970s, one of many that he made, and Todd obviously had been in the psych rock band The Nas. So, there we go, I'm done. Thank you, John Kirwan, for a great idea. Do check him out if you haven't already, and I'll see you all soon. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.